Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. Now we see why it is being reported that the police baby mother of Mr. Maitland jumped at the opportunity to turn to a witness against him, and why there must be justice for Donna Lee Donaldson and her family. And if you agree, drop a like on the video and drop your comment in the comment section. Now the allegations are that Maitland tried to frame his own baby mother for his crimes, and that is why she was seen on camera and her car was at certain locations. I couldn't hear what going on, they will continue reasoning. Look and listen.
And them have match up to what they see in the footage and what was brought to them in the first place.
Repeat that, Dr. Love. Me never hear that properly.
The reason why they ruled out the baby mother and said the baby mother is not a suspect in the beginning, and not in the beginning after. When they do the investigation and get them footage and what get the eye and cut up, them have to rule it out and put her aside because they realize that everything that them asked her, she was correct about it. And when she was in her back, I got a ball and I said that I carry her over now. I carry her over because her car was borrowed from her, and because her car was borrowed from her and so forth, she get caught up in consideration.
So you are saying, Dr. Love, that she was never a part of the crime scene? Are you sure about that?
She's not a part of the crime scene.
Dr. Love, are you aware that what you're saying is very critical? Why are you of the view that she was never a part of the crime scene?
If I hear the things and time will tell she was never a part of it and she won't get arrested either.
So what would have been the motive then for Noel to have killed Donna Lee? Jamaica Carlos, have you
what?
Have you developed a motive?
Why would I kill her? No, I really don't. No, and I think that's question, the mistake what the police make is just like the Chantel case, is just lazy policing, and all that is coming from top. The pitch right from the head, and you know, police are moving so slow, if the top man them would have pushed and upon the fire and crack the whip. You know, just like me hear so many people talk and who see the come to Jamaica feel like if they go out there and them dead are getting, they're not going to look for them. Just like this case right here, they didn't put it out there, Andre, and people start talking about it. First, let me say, my heart goes out to the family. We're not going to say condolences because the body has not been found. So I just want to say
See all the people them demonstrating at St. Thomas today? Reverse. You said something that is quite startling, and it bothers me when you say Kathleen Smith was never a part of the scene. She was never a part of the murder scene. Could it be a case, Dr. Love, that there are members within the constabulary force who are doing everything in their power to remove Kathleen from the scenes of crime?
no, it don't work that way.
Why you say it don't work that way? Why you say it don't work that way, Dr. Love? Because how could her vehicle be on a scene? How could it be said that they saw her come to the apartment? So you're saying that these are all coincidental? Circumstantial?
Well, let me tell you something. Which way would I put it? I show it up on a live attack, right?
Yeah, but I'm going to put you on the fire now, and I am rebutting what you're saying, Dr. Love. It could not be that
Let me explain it to you. Let's put it this way. If you have a wife and you need your wife to do something for you, need to borrow some money from your wife, you're going to call your wife and ask your wife to borrow the money, right? And when you borrow the money from your wife are going to lend the money because she called your husband, right? Your wife now try to go out certain things and say, okay, well, you take the money and go mine another woman with it. You think I say, you take money, go take this is something pretty to make yourself.
But we hear other things that says that Kathleen never have money yet, Noel never have money yet. Sometime I don't have to spare them money.
I I was using that as an example.
Oh, you were using it as an analogy.
You have to read between the lines.
Okay. So you're saying that the car came in under coincidental means for circumstances, so as to create a decoy. I don't know. You have to explain, Dr. Love, because the public are listening and them want them not really understand that part. Them want it to create clarity.
The one you give it, they go just say this right there. So when you give it, you more days.
May I hear you?
No, I want you to give it a few more days. Right? Give it a few more days.
So you're saying, based on the intelligence that you have received, I must give it a few more days, and you will see that Kathleen.
Let me tell you something. If Kathleen going to go to jail, should I go to jail? One thing I can't tell about this. People will come up and do what they want to do or whatever it is, right? But at the end of the day, I can't promise you this. Noel is not coming out of jail. I can promise you that one.
So why Noel not coming out of jail?
Him now come out.
Why?
Him not coming out. There's no bail. Why do you think there was no bail and when he went to court there? Why do you think they all stumbled down?
Tell me why they all stumbled down.
It is the only time in history of Jamaica.
Now talk to me. Tell me what you believe. Do you believe his baby mother played a willing part? Or she was just being framed unknowingly? What if him call her over to the apartment? She never go inside. Or when him go inside, him done do him that do already. Use her vehicle, already did call the truck driver, and already had his plan in motion, and was willing to sit back and watch the mother of what is reportedly his only youth take the fall for something where him do. Not that the light are evil. And with all information now being brought to the light, we see why the court themselves, remember, prosecutors can't stop somebody from get bail. And the court and the judge decide that. And based on the information and evidence being presented each time, the judge will not allow an individual accused of these types of crimes to be released back into the public. Now on to the other stories making headlines today. Now also making headlines today, 2 men were shot during a drive-by in Buckner, Clarendon. Now, the 2 individuals have been identified as 20-year-old Javoy Pusey and 25-year-old Tony J. Higan, both of Buckner, Clarendon. Now, the men were among a gathering along Melvin Jones Boulevard about 7:05 early time when a car drove up and the occupants just opened fire, hitting both individuals. Now, Pusey's body had to be retrieved from a waterless canal after he fell while trying to escape the gunmen. Now, this is how we are talking about. When we are say rural parts of Jamaica just get increasingly violent. And another issue is that it is not that the criminal element is just moving from one area to another area. So when there are flare-ups over here, some other place calm. Now, based on the news reports, we just see flare-ups everywhere. You name it, you name the place, you name the district, in a rural part of Jamaica, crime and violence that take place. And if the people of Jamaica don't realize it, they are all in the situation together, then situations like this should point it out. These were individuals who get amongst themselves a whole of vibes, as they would say on the island. Obviously, them not involved in a crime and violence, because if them know them involved in a crime and violence, they would stand up on the main road, just attack and chill. Situations don't take place in the area, and people just drive up and see it, shooting. That's why everybody in it together, and crime and violence affect everybody, because you're not in the situations we are going on in your community. You can't just be from your community, and that is where the problem lies. When you hear about area versus area, community versus community, and reprisal killings, these are serious situations for people who reside in these communities. Because as simple as just being seen on the main road and known as a resident from that area can be enough reasons for individuals to want to take your life. And in the 21st century, that is outrageous. We cannot talk about growth, prosperity, and peace when people just dislike other people just because them come from that community. Not because them have any involvement in a nothing way the criminal element are going with, but just because them live over there. So I don't know the situation or the circumstances that make them have to still reside over there. So that type of mindset of Jamaicans have a leg on the mindset there. I turn a blind eye and they face something there. Now go work. Because what going is just that it's gonna be him, she, then you next. And some of the crime and violence that we see that take place is almost like people act out scenes from their favorite movie. In certain areas, people within the area don't know what the conflict is about. Because when them say, yo, criminal factions, gangs, versus each other, for dominate areas where no shopping malls no they are rural communities. And these criminals are already a boss. So them rich already. So what the conflict for? And why when the can't just go live somewhere else and leave the community alone? And make the people who now have the wealth that you have attained, have been blessed with, and have to stay there, can live there in peace. Them not involved in the issues that may take place between a handful of individuals. But a handful of individuals terrorize them community on a regular basis. Things like that need to stop. Mindset of a play a great role going forward. Even though people know that, based on what law enforcement have said, it's always information given to them that helps them to solve crimes, find illegal weapons, find wanted men, things of that nature. People still look to legislators, to politicians, for fix the issue of crime and violence. How? With words on piece of paper? All words on piece of paper can do infringe upon the freedom of the people. Truth be told. Truth be told, what elected officials should be doing is getting the necessary equipment needed for law enforcement. Strengthening the economy so security force members can be paid more so that they won't get easily misled into a life of crime and violence. Because we know how the issues go. And money issues make people get involved with illegal activity. Majority of the time are money issues. Especially when we are talking about members of law enforcement and criminal activity. And money. Always money. And maybe if they were compensated more, some would be less likely to get involved in that. Just like with the youth and civilians. If there were other avenues to generate income, make a legitimate living, where you can live comfortably, take care of your family. You feel like people out there risk them life. We know Jamaicans. Them just want chill and easy. If there were legitimate, sustainable ways to make money, people would always choose the angle. Not saying there wouldn't be some who that choose a different route. But you know that go. If you're new to the channel, subscribe icon, then the bell icon. Now until the reason again. First and foremost, my sentiments to you and yours for live, love, and prosper. If you're new to the channel, subscribe icon, then the bell icon. Of course, put it on all. And this is how you know to be notified of all fresh content. Now until the reason again, live, love, and prosper. And of course, stay tuned